Okay, I've lost 14.7 pounds in 7 weeks on Zepbound, and I'm going to show you what meals I keep on rotation to make sure that I have high fiber, high protein, and keeps me losing consistently. My name is Lenore. I am a nutritionist on a GLP-1. I know what to do. I just need a little help doing it. And I'm using my knowledge to get the best results on a GLP-1 and to help you too. Let's get started with our meals. First, we're going to make a caramel apple protein oatmeal. Now, I'm going to show you an option without the apple and an option with it, but it's very quick and easy. We're just going to use a half a cup of quick oats. I like to use the caramel premier proteins. Now, I only use this protein if I'm making a protein coffee, if I am making a protein oatmeal. I can't drink this one straight. This is the one that I can drink straight up, right out the fridge. It tastes like those little chocolate snack pudding. It's delicious. So I get these at like a Costco or Sam's, and the same. These tend to go on sale every 3 months, so I just stock up. All right, so we're gonna take a half a cup of oatmeal, and then you're just gonna take 8 ounces of protein, the protein shake. You're going to give that a good mix, and you're going to throw this in the microwave for 1 minute first. I'm going to go ahead and get started on my apple. Okay, so we're just going to take 5 grams of butter. That's all you need. And we're just going to put that on medium and let that heat up. And then this is about a quarter of an apple. This is a Honeycrisp apple. And I'm going to saute this in the butter. All right, now we're going to go ahead and add the apple and just let it cook for a couple of minutes here. We're going to take a little bit of cinnamon. Okay, you don't want to let it sit too long because it will kind of burn. It smells so good. So you put this in for a minute in the microwave, take it out, stir it, put it back in the microwave for 30 seconds, and then you'll stir it one more time, and it's going to thicken up as you let it sit. We're going to add our sauteed apple. This took 2 minutes. It's starting to thicken up now. And this is going to be with the apple and the 5 grams of butter. It's going to be 332 calories and 27 grams of protein. If you don't want to do the apple and the butter and you just want to do a quick protein oatmeal, it's going to be 270 calories and 27 grams of protein. With the apple, you're going to have 7 grams of fiber. Without the apple, you're going to have 6 grams of fiber. So it's still high fiber either way. You can add any fruit you want to this. I'm not a big fan of cold oats, the overnight oats. Maybe I just haven't found the right recipe. If you guys know one, let me know. Oh my gosh. Y'all know I don't eat what I don't like. So this is a definite must have, especially if you're trying to increase fiber. Oatmeal is always a great way to go. All right, let's move on to lunch. We're going to make a tuna pasta salad, but I'm going to make it for 2 days. So I want to show you how I make just the right amount of pasta and tuna for 2 days. Okay, so we are going to be using the Brahmi fusilli. I don't know how to say it. I just know this is a newer protein pasta that is supposed to be way better than the Banza. And so we are going to try that. I'm going to use 3 ounces of pasta. 1 serving is 2 ounces. So we're going to do 1.5 ounces a day. So I'm going to do 3 ounces. Same with the tuna. 2 packets is kind of too fishy for me. And we'll use 3 packs for that. So it'll come out to 1.5 packs per meal. Fun fact, I don't really like seafood. I only like tuna and shrimp, but mostly when it's deep fried. That's the only way I eat fish, is if it is fried, y'all. I grew up in Oklahoma. I was born and raised there. And so I grew up on a lot of fried foods. And I'm Mexican. So it was Mexican and fried. The only veggies I knew were corn. So it took me a while to learn to love certain veggies and a lot of different ways to prep it. So these are the things I like. And tuna pasta salad was one of the things that I used to eat when I was young. So we're going to try and make it a healthy way. So I got my eggs boiling. I boil those for 9 minutes from when they start boiling, and they're perfect to me. And then we're going to go ahead and start with our pasta. Salt the pasta first. All right, so we're going to add that, and that's going to take us about 10 minutes. Okay, so while that cooks, we're going to go ahead and get the rest of our bowl prepped. These packs are super convenient, and I just normally get them when they go on sale. You can get them at least 90 cents a pack. That's pretty inexpensive for your grocery budget. My kid loves these pickles, and so we're going to do half a pickle. I like big chunks, so the relish is good, but I'm not a big fan of sweet relish, so you just choose what you like. But I like big chunks of pickle. You know what? I'm going to just throw the other one in there. Okay, the eggs are done. So we're going to put them in an ice bath for about 5 minutes. All right, we're going to leave those in an ice bath. I'm going to cut the bell pepper. All right. All right, so we're going to save this for later. This is about 50 grams of a red bell pepper. That's almost half of a red bell pepper. Good amount of nutrients. And for my onion people, you can add some red or purple onion. My mom loved onion. I'm not a big raw onion person. All right, so the pasta is done. I took a taste already. It is delicious, superior to Banza. Sorry, Banza, but this is delicious. This is optional, but the egg for me is going to add a little bit more protein. And I love egg in my tuna pasta. So I'm going to peel these and chop it up, and then we'll add it. Oh, yeah. That's good. You can do just the egg white if you don't like the yolk. You can make this work for you. But this works for me. All right, now it's time to add the mayo and our seasoning. So I am going to do 4 servings. So it's 4 tablespoons of light mayo. 15 grams is a serving, so I'm going to take out 60 grams. And there we go. All right, let's mix this all up. We're going to do a little salt on top. We're going to mix that up. A little more salt. Don't worry, because we're on this GLP-1 and we're eating less processed food, we're eating out less, you've got a lot less sodium in your body, so you can afford to have real salt in your foods. All right, and then we're going to add some black pepper. So now we have lunch for 2 days. I'm going to taste it. Yummy. It's perfect. All right, let's split it up. Super easy meal prep. And it's, okay, I wanted to get the number. So it is 353 calories, 38 grams of protein, and 3 grams of fiber. So it's under 500, under 400 calories. That is a really good lunch. And we got it for 2 days. I'm very, very pleased with the pasta in this dish. And you can get it at Walmart. All right, so I'm actually going to eat one of these now. And then I'll come back and we will make dinner. Yes? So I just finished lunch. It was delicious, but warning, it was very filling. So if you are going to eat something like that, that's pretty filling, I would just make sure that I have my breakfast a lot earlier and you have a good amount of space between breakfast and lunch, because it's already tough when your appetite is suppressed to get in a good amount of nutrition. So we just want to make sure that you are getting your calories in, your protein, and all the nutrients. So that was a very filling meal. All right, let's move on to dinner. And we are going to have sausage, peppers, and onions over rice with or without shrimp. That's up to you. But I will show you the numbers on how that works. And I'm going to do this for 1 serving, but you can obviously make a large portion. Now, I do want to talk about something really quick before I start. I am using the turkey smoked sausage. This is not the best protein source. This has 100 calories for 8 grams of protein. Okay, so a really good protein source would have been 10 grams of protein per 100 calories. So we are a little bit short. But what I want to say about that is my family used to eat the beef sausage or an andouille sausage, which is a lot fattier and higher in calories for about the same amount of protein. When we're starting a new health journey, we tend to go in balls to the wall with chicken breasts and broccoli. And sometimes that can set you up for failure. When we start, we aren't looking for you to do the best right away. I think it's healthier and a little bit easier to ease your way in with doing a little bit better in your choice, right? So, yes, I could have done chicken breast, but then it's not the same meal. Sausage, peppers, and onions. And my way of making it a little bit healthier for my family is moving to the turkey. We're going to add some zucchini, and we're still going to put it over white rice because that's a meal that my family enjoys. So we are going to go a step up and do a little bit better with the turkey smoked sausage and keep the veggies, but we're still going to serve it over rice. And I'll show you for the day, I still end up within my calories and I'm still hitting my protein goal. Again, this obviously isn't the best choice, but if we can just take baby steps, you will last a lot longer on this diet journey, on this health journey, and learning to make better choices. All right, let's get to cooking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 4 ounces of the smoked turkey sausage. This is about a quarter of an onion. This is 120 grams, which is like half a zucchini. And then I'm using the rest of the bell pepper from what I used for my lunch. Okay, so it's funny because we have 2 daughters, 32 and 31, and a 10-year-old son. We were empty nesters for about 6 months, and yeah, that didn't last long. Well, my daughters were telling me this was one of their favorite meals. We call it the struggle meal, but it was sausage, the fatty sausage, with macaroni and cheese. I used to eat that all the time. Listen, I didn't really learn how to cook when I grew up, so I just kind of learned as I went. And this is just one of those meals that takes us back. So listen, if you want chicken, eat chicken. All right, let's go ahead and saute our veggies. Okay, so I'm just rough chopping my veggies. We'll put these in the pan to get sauteing, and then we'll add the sausage in afterwards. Let's head on over to the pan. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to add oil to the pan. What I like to use, I don't really like the other spray oils, so I just add olive oil into this little sprayer, and then I just coat it. This uses about 60% less of oil. That coats the pan, and we can preheat the pan. I want that to stay right at about medium. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a little bit more oil. I'm going to let that cook a little bit. All right, so that's been sauteing for a couple of minutes. So now we're going to add some seasoning, and it's just some slap your mama. Salt, black pepper, red pepper, and garlic. Don't add additional salt or it will be really, really salty. But this just gives it a tiny little bit of a kick. I do add a little bit more garlic. All right, now let's add in our sausage. There's not a lot of fat in the sausage, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more oil. I'm gonna let this cook for another 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so I would normally add shrimp here, but I don't have any shrimp. But without the shrimp, it's 312 calories, okay, and 20 grams of protein. If you were to add 6 shrimp, you would get 351 calories with 27 grams of protein. So just for an additional almost 40 calories, you get 7 grams of protein without a lot of calories. So it's really a good addition. But let's continue on. I just wanted to kind of give you that quick note. All right, this is looking really good. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and plate this. Look at all those veggies. Okay, let's plate it. All right, so this is with a half a cup of rice, so it's all underneath there. You can also use cauliflower rice, but honestly, you've got a lot of veggies here. You can just have a half a cup of rice. It's very hot, but let's try it. Oh, that's got a kick. All right, let's go over the numbers real quick. This is my whole day, okay? So my snacks are the protein, okay? And then also these little pouches because one, I'm allergic to apples, raw apples. I can only eat cooked apples. But this is 3 grams of fiber for this little bitty applesauce. and my kid loves it and my grandkids love it. So with the protein shake and the applesauce, it's 30 grams of protein, 210 calories, and 4 grams of fiber. So the total for the day, listen to this, okay? So for some of you, you might be able to eat a little bit more. Again, I'm a shorty, I need a lot less calories. So it's 1,283 calories, 125 grams of protein. So my goal is 120, and 18 grams of fiber. It's a great day. It's a good day. These numbers are going to fluctuate. So I like to spread it out. I have to have my breakfast kind of early, have my lunch about 12 or 1, and then I have my dinner around 6 o'clock. I do my protein shake in the morning after my walk or after my workout so that it's not too close to my lunch or dinner, because those meals tend to be the most filling. So I'll do that closer to my breakfast. I like to do that in the morning also, because I'm front loading my protein. So I know I'm getting 30 grams. If I'm too full at the end of the day, I won't drink my shake. If you want to see my high protein swaps, if you haven't seen that video, I go over about 15 high protein food swaps to help you get more protein and less calories. So check that video out. I hope you learned something today. I hope you found this helpful. And if you did, please subscribe if you have not subscribed already, or share with someone that you know. And thank you so much. I will see you next time.